Hi guys, today on Divas Can Cook, we are taking this homemade pretzel dough and we're going to make the cutest little cinnamon sugar soft pretzel bites. They are so addictive and they are very easy to make, so let's go. Alright, first step, I have some warm water here, about 121 degrees. We want to make sure it's nice and warm for our yeast. I'm going to add in some sugar because the yeast love them some sugar. And I'm using this rapid rise instant yeast. Go ahead and just dump that right into that warm sugary water just like that. Make sure you get it all in there because it likes to stick to the package, the inside. So make sure you give it a little, shake to get it out of there. And just give it a little stir to get everything combined. And now we wait. We wait for this yeast to get all puffy and poofy like that right there. That means the yeast is activated and it's ready to make the dough. Yay! If it doesn't poof up like this, you need to do it over. Don't proceed with the recipe like I used to do, okay? Alright, so I'm going to add it to a bowl. I'm going to add in a little bit of vegetable oil to keep the dough nice and moist. Then I'm going to add in some brown sugar and just go ahead and stir this up until all that brown sugar has dissolved. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of salt, not a lot, just a little bit of salt. Dump that on in there and stir it up just like so. If you want to add a little bit of vanilla extract, you can, but really don't need to do that. Okay, so now that I have this all stirred up, we're going to add in our flour. And guess what, you guys? That is really all of the ingredients that we need to make pretzel dough. Ain't that crazy? Now, I'm using all-purpose flour because I cannot find any bread flour in stores these days with the whole, Corona thing going on. But if you have bread flour, you can use half bread flour and half all-purpose flour. That works really good, but I'm using all-purpose flour. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour onto my cutting board here and get it all nice and floured up because now we're just going to plop this dough onto my cutting board, and this dough is kind of sticky. It's really sticky, and you want it to be a little bit sticky. You don't want it to be too dry, but you don't want it to be so sticky to where you can't touch it and it's sticking everywhere. So go ahead and add your little bit of flour. Try not to add a whole bunch, but make sure your hands are nice and floured and that your little work surface is nice and floured so that the dough isn't sticking like crazy. And just knead it for about 5 minutes until it's all soft and elasticy, kind of like that right there. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of oil into a large bowl, and I kind of added way too much oil, honey. You just make a little thin layer of oil, that's all. We're going to place our dough into this bowl and make sure that your bowl is large enough. Then go ahead and flip the dough a few times just to make sure all the surface of the dough is coated with the oil. That way it will not dry out. I'm going to cover the tops with a little bit of plastic wrap, and I can't believe this plastic wrap actually worked. Usually it's all tangled up and crazy, but it worked just fine. Okay, that looks great. We're going to place this in a nice warm location and let it rise for about 1 hour. I usually put it in the oven with the pilot light on. That's like a really good location. Okay, so the dough has risen. It's all nice and puffed up and doubled in size. I'm going to go ahead and just punch all that air out. That dough is so soft. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to place this on my cutting board in 2 sections. Get you some flour now. If it's too sticky, get some flour. And now each little section, I'm going to make about 25 little balls, okay? Just like that. So in total, we'll have about 50 little pretzel bites. So cute. You can make them bigger. You can make them smaller. I just like this size right here. Okay, that looks good. Very simple. Get you some more flour if you need it because it can get a little bit sticky when you're making these little balls. And I don't know about you guys, but I have been baking like crazy. Oh my gosh, I've been baking so much stuff. I've already made these pretzels like twice because they are so good and easy and addictive. Yes, they are. So dangerous. Okay, so I have some warm water. I'm going to add in some baking soda. I'm going to stir this on up just like that until all that baking soda has dissolved. And now I'm just going to take these little balls just like this, dunk it into this baking soda water like that, and then just let the excess drip off. This is going to give us that classic pretzel taste, that little taste the outside of pretzels have. Yeah, and it's also going to keep our pretzels from getting like really puffy in the oven. We don't want yeast rolls, we want it to have that nice soft pretzel texture, and this right here is what's going to do it. Some people like to boil the water, but when I'm doing these cinnamon sugar pretzels, no, I don't want the outside to be really crusty like that. So yeah, we're just gonna dunk them in like that and then take them out, let the excess drip off, and they will bake up perfect. Okay, so the first batch is ready to go into my oven. I have my oven preheated at 400 degrees. I'm gonna bake this for 8 minutes, and while it's baking, there's my cinnamon sugar mixture, just some good old cinnamon and sugar. I have my butter mixture. I'm gonna add some vanilla extract. All right, here they are out of the oven, all golden and stuff. Yep, looks good. Okay, now we are ready to rock and roll. I like to work with about 3 at a time. Dunk them in that melted butter, get them all coated. Then let that excess drip off just like that. Get your little slotted spoon, makes it easier. And then pour them into that cinnamon sugar mixture and then just toss them around like that, and that sugar will stick to them. Look at that, perfectly coated, perfectly coated. And that's it, you guys. That is it. That's all you have to do after they come out that oven. It's so easy. And y'all, oh my gosh, the texture is amazing. I like these better than the kind I used to get at the mall because they taste so fresh and homemade and yeasty. Look at that texture. Like, they are addictive. You will not be able to eat just one. You've been warned, okay? That's it, you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos. Later.